Callum Wilson has officially announced that he has left Newcastle United Football Club. Is his replacement already in talks? Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Happy Monday, pre-season starts today, the 7th of July, and it's a busy one. Unfortunately, no new signings of yet, unless you're counting Big John Ruddy, who has signed a one-year extension. I'm laughing, because you think, what's the point? You know what I mean, you're going to cry if not, and who's really bothered? He's just going to be standing around the place in his dressing gown, having a good time. Apparently he's pivotal to the dressing room. Eddie Howe loves him at the training ground. He's obviously used as a goalkeeper coach there and as a goalkeeper to have shots pelted at him all day long by Isaac. So it doesn't really matter that much. But I guess it does for fans online and stuff as well, because there was a bad reaction to our social media posts about John Ruddy saying the new deal just because we haven't seen anyone else yet, so it just doesn't help, does it? You know, the club actually haven't officially confirmed Ruddy signing a one-year contract extension. I don't think so yet, anyways, at the time of this recording. But it has came out from local press and loads of other journalists now that he has signed a one-year extension, and Big Ruddy is staying at the Mags. Like I say, he's on the training ground. He's used as a goalkeeper there. He's got great experience. Eddie Howe likes him as a leadership skill. He says he even goes and watches the kids' games, the academy games. He may as well. It's not like he's playing any of them. So I'm joking. He's a good player to have around the place. Good personality, according to Eddie Howe and everything. So they've kept him on. He's never really going to play. I mean, Dubravka and Vlachodimos could both leave this summer. So Ruddy could be there as, a fourth choice keeper, something like that. We've got enough of them, haven't we? So let's just get that news out the way. Ruddy has signed a one-year deal. No news yet on any concrete signings. Still waiting for the Elanga stuff. Elanga's posting happy dances and songs on his Instagram story where everyone says he's just been told that the deals went through. He's just been told that it's finally been structured, the payments. We still believe that the 55 million bid has been accepted for Anthony Elanga, but they are working out the instalments and all the rest of it. Still confident that that one will get done probably, hopefully, this week. You're going to move on. Need to get a move on now the players are back. They're back today. Same old faces. No fresh faces about the place. I hope Cadero's there. At least get the young Spanish kid in to brighten things up a little bit. And then send him out on loan. And then sell him to Brighton. But I mean, we've got to get moving. Eddie Howe wanted players in quick. Well, he's back at work today. They're all back at graft. Most of them, I think one or two of them. Tino, for example, isn't going to be there with international duty and that. Playing so long into the under-21s competition. Winning it. So yeah, most of the lads back at the training ground today at the Benton base, and Callum Wilson's been there giving his farewell, saying goodbye to the club, the staff, the players. He already said goodbye to the fans, didn't he? It looked that way anyways on the last game of the season in that defeat to Everton. But there was talks that he may sign a contract extension. We know it's been confirmed that Newcastle United did offer Callum Wilson a new deal, but it was an incentivised deal, kind of a pay-as-you-play package, and he wasn't happy with that one, so he's decided to move on. He is in talks, I've heard, with Leeds United, with other Premier League teams, maybe even abroad, maybe even big money moves to Wrexham. Who knows? I think Leeds is a very good shout, and I could see that one happening. It would be a great transfer for him and for Leeds United Football Club. So good luck to Wilson in the future. He has posted an emotional message to the fans and the club online, so we'll have a quick read through that, which starts off with, "Thank you for everything, Magpies. It's time to say goodbye after an unbelievable few years in the Toon." He mentions the highs and the lows there. I'll put it on your screen so I don't need to read through it all, to be fair. But you just can see it there on your screen. It's right, you know, the highs and the lows. When Wilson signed 5 years ago now, we really were in dark places. Brucey, Ashley, lockdown, my God, it was grim. Absolutely miserable. So he deserves this. He deserves this moment where, you know, he's getting to say his goodbyes and he's getting to celebrate off the back of winning a trophy. This little thing here now, he deserves that moment. And he said himself, from relegation battles to this, to holding medals. You know, amazing scenes, amazing comeback there, and what a journey. And it's just a big crying shame for Callum Wilson on his injury record, you know, because his goal-scoring record for Newcastle is brilliant. You know, he did that number 9 shirt proud, and he said he was proud to wear the iconic number. And, you know, like I said, when he's on the pitch, no doubt in his ability, no doubt in his goal-scoring prowess, you know, he was fantastic. A real clinical striker, but as we know, just too many setbacks, too many times where his body failed on him, or, you know, things just didn't work out for him, and it is a shame. Listen, Wilson was brilliant for us. He was a great servant, and it's the right decision from both parties for me. I think there would have been a bit of outrage because we've seen it towards the end of the season, didn't quite look up to it, and maybe if he gets a run of games, he goes to Leeds and he starts the first 10 Premier League games, gets his fitness up and running, gets his game time back, then you might see Callum Wilson kind of back to his best. Never back to his best, you don't think, at his age now, but in terms of doing leader job, definitely. Definitely still capable. So I really do wish him well. I think he's been a quality player for Newcastle when on the pitch. Great bloke as well. Met him a couple of times. Quality bloke. Absolute gent. And you see the podcast he's done, like with Jake Humphries and that. He's had a tough time. He's a real honest character, and he's a brilliant bloke. So honestly, well done to Callum Wilson. Thanks for all the great memories, the great goals, the celebrations like the one at West Ham and everything. And seeing him lift that trophy as well as a number 9 is fantastic. Thoroughly deserved, and special mention to keeping us up, because we might not be where we are today without Callum Wilson's goals. We really wouldn't. Him in those relegation battles saved us massively. So credit to him, and I do wish him all the best going forward. Let us know what you think on Callum Wilson. Was that the right decision to let him go, or would you have kept him on? What do you think? And just give a sort of summary about Wilson's time at the Toon in the chat below. Now then, on to a name that has been linked to replace Callum Wilson today, and that is Everton's, or former Everton striker, Dominic Calvert Lewin. He's now available on a free transfer. Eddie Howe is a long-term admirer of the striker. He tried to sign him last summer, I remember, when we were getting close to a swap deal with Everton for Minter. Calvert Lewin, bit of a fee, fell through. Minter went to Brighton, and we know the rest. Calvert Lewin finished off his time at Everton this year. He is available for a free, and Eddie Howe and Newcastle United are in fresh talks with the striker, according to TalkSport. He is the option to replace Callum Wilson now that he's officially left the club. Fresh talks have been taking place today with the striker and his representatives, and they are looking to bring him to St James's Park. Now, this one has caused a bit of outrage online. Again, we need to sign someone for like 50, 60 million, get them through the door, and then soften it with this. Oh my God. I think I said this last week, and I've been seeing it for ages on the podcast. Calvert Lewin will sign for Newcastle. He is definitely replacing Callum Wilson. I would honestly bet a lot of money on that. I really do think it just fits the bill perfectly. And I tell you what, like I say it with Calvert Lewin, if he was coming through the door and he was our 3rd or 4th signing of the summer, we'd already spent 50, 60 million on Alanga, got Trafford through the door, signed a centre-back for 50 mil. People would be more inclined to it. People would give a bit more of a backstep and be like, oh, well, maybe it's not that bad. He's played for England a little bit. He's got loads of Premier League experience. Eddie Howe will get the best out of him. But when you're seeing it now, and you've been talking about Ruddy signing 1-year extensions and Calvert Lewin being the only name that's linked to Newcastle when they're back to pre-season today, it's sending people into a bit of a fit. So I get it. It's not the best. It's not the best timing either. And that's what I will say. Is it an exciting signing, Dominic Calvert Lewin? No. Is it a practical one? Debatable, to be honest, because of his injury record as well. That's what I know people will be saying. We're signing an injury-prone striker in Calvert Lewin to replace an injury-prone striker that's just left in Callum Wilson. You're just getting a younger Callum Wilson, to be honest, with Calvert Lewin. However, when you look at his injury record, yes, it's bad a couple of years ago. He's actually been fit and playing a lot of games for the last couple of seasons. So the injuries aren't actually what's bothering me at the minute. It was terrible from a couple of years ago. He seems to have got past that. He's been pretty reliable for Everton. He's played a lot of games, but he hasn't scored many goals. That is my issue right now. I'm going to bring up the stats. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm worried about. Calvert Lewin's goal scoring stats of late, not his injury record. So if we look at it, last year he played 26 matches. 26. Not bad. Tell you what, he's not going to play any more than that in Newcastle. And this is where I'll lean towards it being an okay signing with Calvert Lewin, because he's not going to be playing week in, week out. He's going to be playing 10 minutes off the bench. He's going to be playing in a cup game. He's not going to play anywhere near 26 games unless there's an injury, and then people could be right in saying we effed up massively having him as our backup. We've got Asula as well, by the way, young Asula. 3 goals and 1 assist in 26 matches last year. The year before that, he played 32 games. Only 7 goals, though, and 2 assists. Also, with this, you've got to remember, Everton are crap. They're getting better now. They're doing well in the Moisey, got the new stadium and that. But they've been rubbish fighting relegation, a bit like Callum Wilson in Newcastle a few years ago, for a while. You know, they are struggling. They're always in the bottom half, bottom 5, 6 really. Not playing the prettiest of football. It's not like Calvert Lewin's getting loads of chances every week. He's not spinning loads of opportunities, you know. So there is that to factor in as well. Yeah, before that he played 17 games, 2 goals. See, 1 assist, that's crap. 21-22, he had 17 matches, 5 goals, 2 assists. And then this was the season when he was getting in the England squad. 33 matches, 16 goals, 0 assists. Greedy. But I'd rather him be greedy and score bloody goals, to be honest with you. So yeah, he's only had that 1 good season. And then the year before that he got 13 goals. So only 2 seasons there of more than double figures in the Prem. So it's not amazing, is it, really? But with Calvert Lewin, you're not really getting a goal scorer. I think he's different to Callum Wilson, where Wilson was a poacher. Wilson was in the box. Wilson was that 9. Calvert Lewin is more of your plan B. He's more of your hold-up striker, a bit powerful, nudge off a defender, set someone up. lay off the Gordon on a run or whatever. I don't mind that. I think Calvert Lewin will be an okay signing in it. He's 28. He's got loads of Premier League experience. He's alright. And Eddie Howe will get a job out of him and he will suit the formation and he can be utilised. And he will be a different option off the bench. Like I say, a plan B. For me, it would be bloody plan D. But he'll be a plan B, right? Lump the balls into him, knock them on, hold them up, whatever. I mean, bring back Andy Carroll by the sounds of it. What I've just explained. But, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind it. It's not the worst signing in the world because Isak, if he stays fit, got the best striker again. It's going to be hard to find a striker that's going to come and be second fiddle to Alexander Isak. João Pedro didn't want to come. Obviously, he wanted to go out to London and stuff. But like Pedro and like a lot of others, he won't want to battle it with Isak because he's going to lose that battle. Like nearly every striker in the world would. Nobody's getting ahead of him. But we need someone to push him. I think Asula should be that man. Asula should be the next up. So if you've got Calvert Lewin and Asula rotating to back up Alexander Isak, that's alright. And you might even sign one more. It depends. Elanga, we've seen him even play down the middle for his country in Forest in the past at times. So it's not the worst thing. If you've got a versatile forward there, he likes to do it with Gordon. Eddie Howe, doesn't he? I'm never really a fan of that. He doesn't do well as a 9. But it gives you more options. It's a cheap option because of FFP and PSR. If you haven't got the funds to go splash the cash on another forward or another striker, then getting Calvert Lewin on a free if his wages are okay. Rumours that he's on about 70 grand a week at Everton. That's a bit steep for what we're looking for. But if you get close to that and he's a bit part player, he's an option off the bench, he's a backup, it's not the worst. But I hear it. I know a lot of people aren't happy about it. A lot of people are kicking off online. But I just think that's the timing because we haven't seen anyone else yet. I don't mind Calvert Lewin if we go out and sign those priority positions and the money gets spent where we need it. The right winger, the centre-back and the rest of it. So Dominic Nathaniel Calvert Lewin would be an okay signing for Newcastle. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And as I mentioned, the lads are back at training today. So we'll wait and see images and news of that. Some interviews hopefully with the club. Would be nice to get some information about what's going on here from Eddie Howe himself. And hopefully it's not the generic answers and that. We want to hear what's happening. We need to break this radio silence. Now, obviously, we're not going to come out and go, oh, Langa, yeah, 60 million, he'll be here tomorrow. But just to hear that, we're still trying, we're still going, and, things are going to happen soon. Just a bit of reassurance to see the players again, to see Eddie Howe again. That would be lovely, and hopefully see a new signing will be extra lovely. Not Calvert Lewin, someone we actually pay for. That improves the start 11. Would be very nice, please, to catch United, yeah? Alright, cheers. Hopefully we have more on that very, very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you're having a good start of the week. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give Will a like, and I'll see you on the next one.